Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. Hope you had a good week. I know sometimes we suffer from stresses every now and again. Life is pretty much random, but the channel's here to try and lift you up a bit if we can. A bit of distraction with the distraction, that's what I meant, with the amount of videos going up, and a bit of fun. So thank you for watching, it's always appreciated. And each week we do, you might know this, you probably do if you watched it a few weeks, we do a Friday chat. We can all have a bit of a talk or a chinwag and all those sort of things. They've always been pre-recorded, but you never know. I might want to do one if people want it. I might do one live at some point and we'll see what happens there. As you can tell, we're inside again. I haven't gone out walking. It's more of a time thing other than anything else, but hopefully I want to go walking. We've been saying this for a few weeks now. I think we're okay, just to see if that old red rubbish bag is there, and it gives me a bit of fun, bit of testing, doing a bit of editing different scenes, and it makes for a more interesting video out in nature, walking. And walking is good for stress relief as well, and keep your mental balance up. And so I think when you're walking as well, sometimes you get an area where there's no one there at all, and you might as well be the only person in the entire universe, and that's when you sort of like get a bit spiritual here, aren't I? I'm no what's those guys called on the top of a mountain? You're getting in terrible trouble. I'm no one of those, whatever those things are. Guru, that's it. Guru meditation. I'm no guru meditator. So I hope you like watching the videos this week. We had a Tuesday live stream. Seem to be down to just one at the moment, but hopefully we can pick this up in the future. But it is a week-to-week basis. The more support I get, of course, the less hours I have to do at work. And then, well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I always promise more than I can actually do, because I want to help as many people as possible, have as much fun as possible, and get distraction from reality as much as possible. But you know, gentle steps. We're doing okay. We're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. So thank you for your help there. So I hope you liked watching the videos go up this week. I'll just have a quick touch on all of them in case you've missed any or want to track anyone's some down. Some are worth tracking down, some are certainly I wouldn't risk playing them, but I had a bit of fun nonetheless. I think on the ZX Spectrum, we'll look at those first. One of the games I didn't quite understand what was going on was Danger Mouse in Double Trouble, based on the kids cartoon from Cosgrove Hall Productions. Love Danger Mouse the cartoon, don't know what the hell's going on in this, but after about 4 or 5 minutes I'd saved the world over 3 different sections. Now there's 2 other Danger Mouse games which we'll come to at some point, but I'm in no hurry to get to those, because this one was, well, a little bit rubbish. Also as well, I come to a game that I really loved from my childhood but never could ever find it, and it was a glorious day. We live streamed it as well. It was Glass. Great space adventure over different stages, and this has to be my favourite game of the entire week. But of course nostalgia always plays a massive part in that. But all I could remember as a kid beforehand was this massive spaceship going across, and that was it. I never would have guessed the game was called Glass. I've been trying to type in things like space something or other, something like that, but finally we tracked it down. So that was Glass. Have a look at that review, and I did enjoy myself, and it was quite a long gameplay type review type thing. On the Amiga, we looked, oh actually, before I come to the Amiga, let's have a look at, we always look at a mod every Wednesday, so I looked at Golden Axe Reimagined by Rafał Miazga, who's done a few of them. He adds a little bit of extra colour to the game. I always think Golden Axe struggles a bit for the playability, but it looks absolutely glorious, and the music is absolutely fantastic as well. So that's worth looking at, Golden Axe Reimagined. I think last week we looked at Renegade Recoloured, and this was a Golden Axe Reimagined. I don't think there's too many other, I think there's a few, but not well-known games by Rafał Miazga now, so we looked at the bulk of the big ones that he's done. Yeah, on the Commodore Amiga, a game that was terrible on the ZX Spectrum, and it isn't much better on the Amiga. It's Freddy Hardest in South Manhattan. It's a 2D scroller beaten up. It suffers from exactly the same problems that the first game suffered from, or on the Spectrum should we say, and that you're just fighting too many people. There's no soundtrack. It looks like they pulled off the most basic of sounds from a public domain library with the punches and stuff, and it's just not that much fun. On the Atari 2600, we looked at this a live stream a long time ago, but I never reviewed it for some reason. It's Montezuma's Revenge, known as Panama Joe on the ZX Spectrum, but it plays completely different on the Spectrum. What was really good about this game is there's very few Atari games you're actually exploring through different screens, a la Jet Set Willy like, because the system just couldn't cope with it. But this, there's a number of screens to actually get to. It's exploration of a pyramid, and you're trying to get Montezuma's treasures, and I thought this was really clever. The character was quite appealing as well, wearing a hat and weird like boots also, It moved quite well. It's quite infuriating at times, but I just like it because the game was so clever. Montezuma's Revenge. And the other game, probably the best Star Wars game I've played, but really difficult, even though I played it on easy mode. It's on the Super Nintendo, it's Super Star Wars. You control Luke Skywalker initially through the lands of Tatooine. They tweaked the plot of the Star Wars story a little bit to try and make a cool run and gun, and they made a really good effort here. I never got off a Tatooine during the review, but I got to stage 3 where I got to pilot the land speeder and fight Jawas and try and get up a sandcrawler. Now, if you put a lot of time into this game, you might have got to the point where there's you control Han Solo and Chewbacca as well, which I'd really love to get to. Apparently there's Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi as well, which is supposed to be maybe a little bit easier, so we might come to those at some point in the future. Well, we can't come to it in the past, it'll have to be the future, unless we can do time travel. No, I don't think that's possible as of yet. So they were the 6 games. As I say, I like Super Star Wars, but my favourite was Glass, just because that retro feel, and I was back as a kid playing that one. So there we go. If you're a member on the channel, which we'll come to a bit later on, you'll get a video that goes up on Sunday, which you've got access to via the members section, and you can see what videos are going to go up on the following week. They go up every Sunday, letting you know what's going forward there. So thank you to the members. Second tier and above will get a shout out a bit later on in this video, but I'm really appreciative of all tiers. Now, what I always say to people is, although I'm glad with the memberships, it's great, don't do it to detriment of your own finances. So if you're running a bit short, because I know how that feels, big style, don't do it. The more support we get, of course, the channel can keep going, but don't do it to detriment of yourself. It's trying to ease stress, not increase it for you, and we'll keep going as long as we possibly can. So there we go. I'm all right at the moment. It's a bit wobbly from time to time, but thank you very much. So what's been going on in the gaming world? I'll try and cover a few stories. I won't go on about the Mars helicopter this time, so that seems to have petered down. Well, that didn't work and then it took off again. Nick, you're going on about the Mars helicopter. Nick, don't go on about the Mars helicopter. Right. You might have caught this story. It's to do with the Nintendo Wii. A 24 karat gold Nintendo Wii, so one-off console, recently come up for sale on eBay for $300,000. Or £214,000, I think, UK money. A gold Nintendo Wii. How did that come about? Well, apparently it was made by THQ on behalf of Nintendo as a publicity stunt and sent to the good old Queen Elizabeth II there, just as free advertising, really. Now, unsurprisingly, when the parcel got to Buckingham Palace, it's been returned straight back to THQ. I think it was around about 2006. Apparently the Queen's not a big gamer, even if it's solid gold. Well, who knew about that? It's not surprising, really. Now, for some reason, it's then come under the ownership of a Dutchman, Donny Fillerup. Yes, that's his real name, Donny Fillerup. He's in possession of it up until now, but he decided that he wants to buy a house, so he's decided to sell it for this price, $300,000. Now, apparently he's been told it's worth $1 million. He could sell it for that because it's such a one-off and collector would pay that, but he says he only wants to sell it for $300,000 because that's the price of the house. If I was an investor and both of those stats were true, I'd buy it for $300,000 and then sell it for $1 million. That's a £700,000 profit. So why wouldn't someone do that? I haven't got $1 million or 300,000, either of those two, and I don't know if those stats are correct. So I thought that might be quite interesting. If you want to put more information about that, just type in gold Nintendo Wii, and it'll all be there. There's a number of stories about that. I don't know. I said the Queen wasn't a big gamer. I don't know if she is or not. She might be a massive gamer. She might be on the Nintendo Wii Decathlon or something, running around the place, or playing Mario Kart as I speak. If you're watching, Queen, then comment below, and an OBE would be good, or a knighthood, or anything that you might got around the back that you haven't given away yet. Thank you. Right, anyway, other news as well. Again, this is from Holland. I know we got a few watchers from Holland here, and a few members as well from Holland, so thank you. So this might be old news to you. You might have heard about this ages ago. There's a Dutch couple are now living in the first ever fully 3D printed house. Yes, it's been printed in 3D. It's using walls that you couldn't really, well, be difficult to make conventionally, but they've just stuck it in some kind of crazy printer and put it together. It's a Dutch couple called Eliza Lutz and Harry Dekkers, I think. They're retired shopkeepers, and this is near the Beatrix Canal in Eindhoven. It's a 2-bedroom bungalow sporting 94 square metres of living space. I would like to see that, a 3D printed house. Apparently, it's a lot cheaper, probably cheaper than a gold Nintendo Wii. So if you're in the Netherlands, you've got the choice of buying either one of those two. Now, I don't know if that Wii's still on eBay, actually. I meant to have a look at that. This house, though, was made by a Dutch company, Saint Gobain. I'm pronouncing this wrong. Weber Beemix. Nick, you pronounced that wrong, probably. But there we go. So, would you live in a 3D printed house? Is it safe? Don't know. I think I would if the cost was there, but it's a mere fraction of a normal house. So apparently there's this pot of land by the Beatrix Canal in Eindhoven. Do you live near there? Have you seen this house? There might be plans to build some other ones along that stretch as well. I think there's about 4 or 5 that I was thinking of doing. So there we go, the channel rocks on. I have to time it to military precision in order to get the amount of videos I can get out, so thank you. So now this is the member section, so a big thank you first of all to all the members supporting the channel. It's gradually growing, although it's not growing. It's a small thing. Thank you to all the tiers. If you're on the 2nd tier and above, I can give you a shout out, unless you don't want me to. If you don't want me to, just say in the members section, or tweet me at Jenkins7 Nick a DM or a direct message. And anyone on the 2nd tier, I'll get a shout out, the name or any websites you want me to do, or anything you've got going on. It's in the upper tier as well. Now hopefully I'm going to get a bit more time. I've been saying this maybe for almost a year. I'll get a bit more time. I like to offer the top tier, say, extra as well, behind the scenes sort of stuff. But one step at a time, Nick, one step at a time. If I do too much, then I can't do the normal stuff, the bread and gravy. That's not a phrase. The bread and gravy. Nick, Google that. The bread and gravy. Nincompoopen. Okay, so thank you this time to Una Bjornsson. Thank you. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. So thank you for your support. Really appreciated. Glad you're enjoying the channel. Jason Smith, thank you. Squidworth, thank you. Power to you, sir. Take care of yourself, Squidworth. We've got Stu Who. Nikki S, thank you, and Claire Johnson. James O'Grady, excellent, thank you James, and all that you do. John Roby and Jeffrey Searby, thank you fellas, keeping the channel going. We've got Steve and Norman, Steve runs the amazing blog, which I shout out every week, and you know, it's thoroughly deserving. I'll put the link up there if you want to check out Steve's blog. It's retroarcadia.blog. That's retroarcadia.blog. And this time he's had a look at a ZX Spectrum game I haven't looked at yet, called Soft and Cuddly, which is a bit not quite how the game is, because I think it's a bit of a horror type of game, maybe a platform game. I haven't read all of the article, but I have read a lot of Steve's other stuff, and it's really, really top notch. Last time week he looked at Kawasaki Superbikes on the Mega Drive, so it's very, very varied. So I'd recommend tracking that one down, and it's got a bright and uplifting as well in the colours and the graphics that he uses, and it's you know, it's really top blog. There's a lot of blogs out there, but this is one of the better ones. So check that out, retroarcadia.blog. And yeah, Steve keeps going. He'll be doing one each week, no doubt. So it's exciting to see what he comes up with next. Excellent stuff. Big thank you to Lemmy Barnett. Thank you, Lemmy. Steve Q, thank you for your warm words. You haven't sent me any worms. Thank you, warm words of support. Don't send me any worms. Thank you, much appreciated there. Thank you, Steve Q. Phil Hill. Rossi Bossy as well. So I always say Rossi's quite busy. more news on Super Pixel 3D Grand Prix when it comes. Have a look at his website. It's got a few games there that he's worked on. Nifty Lifty 2 was another good one. Re-Enduro, and he's working on a sequel to that as well. So very, very busy, but like me, he has to work as well, so it's when he can fit it in. But Super Pixel 3D Grand Prix, it's really coming. It's just about the fine-tuning now, the bits and bobs, to make it the best it can be for its release, rather than being a rush released full of bugs. And he really, really improving it, the odd bits he does. And quite often, Rozzy, if you follow me on Twitter, which I recommend, he'll give you updates on behind the scenes and things that he's doing and tweaking. Some of the bits are a bit above my my skill level to try and understand, but I get the idea of what he's trying to accomplish on bits like lap times and cars positions and all those sort of things. But very interesting there. So yeah, check out his blog, which I'll put on, or his website, which I'll put on the site up there as well, somewhere, one of those two places. Okay, big thank you as well to Chono Baggy. Thank you for lifting my spirits. Thank you, Chono. Jason Holmes, Andrew Gibson, and Grey Holt too. Thanks, guys and girls. Very, very much appreciated. And huge thanks as well to everyone on the top tier. There's 6 of you, so you've gone above and beyond. So thank you for that. It really is appreciated there. So we've got Martin Rymel. Thank you. Now, quite often the timing of the streams isn't very good for you, but you quite often watch them the day afterwards. So thank you. Richard Mitten, thank you, Richard, for all your good words and support as well. Tom, thanks, Tom. Excellent stuff. Thank you very much. Graham Vedke, my friend from Australia. Your support has been absolutely outstanding as well, so thank you. Colin Hode, excellent. Thank you, Colin. Hope all is well. You're going to have a good weekend. And also as well, Jules M, who's historically done a lot of vid caps on the streams afterwards, which go up at the same time, which is nice, and they're often quite funny, and it's proving quite funny as well. There we go. Now Jules has got a site as well, which I've got it on. I've got it on a YouTube this time. So the website is, I'm gonna have to do a combination of two actually. Oh look. Do a combination too. Get ready. Right, I've got a bit of it on Twitter, and I've got a bit of it on YouTube. So I'm going from site to site. Yeah, here it is. You probably know it already. It's schoolreading70books.weebly.com/blog. If you don't put the blog in, it'll still take you to the site. But if you want to look at a blog as well, you can answer stuff as well and see what you think about various things of the day. But it's schoolreading70books.weebly.com/blog. Let's go to the bit I was at. Yeah. Now, what's changed this time? What's Julie looking at this week? Well, this week she's looking at the Free Pirates Schools books. And spirograph, that's excellent. Those spirographs, we did the pen and did the shapes there with the cogs that we could draw patterns with. Trading cards in sweet packets, possibly Cindy dolls. She says you don't have to say that, but I will do, just in case. I never played with them, did I? I might. I was an action man with the eagle eyes and grippy hands. That's what I had. I didn't have any Cindy dolls. With all her amazing outfits. Yeah, so it's a historical look at toys long past, and trading things and all those sort of things. Really inspire the imagination and get memories as well. What else there? Sorry, I'm just reading. Cindy held together with blue tack. Anyway, yeah, great stuff. Good. Yeah, so 70s readings, Nikki. Yeah, school readings, 70s books.weebly.com/blog. Excellent stuff. So, hope you're having a good week. There'll be a couple of ZX Spectrum games on the channel on Saturday. Members will know what they are already, of course. There'll be a couple on the Sunday. Now, I'm starting to catch up a bit on the channel, because you won't notice this, but I always try and keep at least a week and a half ahead. And I got to a point where work was so busy, my lead off got to about 2 or 3 days ahead. It got a little bit stressy. But I think I'm getting that thing back again. It's all in the preparation. I do have a bit of fun with it, and it eases my stress as well. So thank you for your comments as well. And yeah, till next time, have a great weekend. And a very fond, take good care of yourself always, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, E.
and Jenkin.